The Vikings too. Vikings were smart, creative, artistic, and democratic people. Their society was built on law and order. In fact, the word law comes from Old Norse, the Vikings language. Vikings were outstanding sailors. They built boats that were very long and narrow. They were called longships. Vikings' longships often had a dragon's head carved from wood at the front of the ship, perhaps to scare spirits away. Vikings' longships could carry up to 60 warriors. On board, the warriors slept in fur sleeping bags on the deck. They put their shields by the side of the ship so that they would protect it against big waves and they were ready for battle. There were no toilets on board Viking ships. A ship carried everything needed at sea: drinking water, dried meat to eat, tools, weapons, and furs to keep warm. Everyone in Viking society knew how to fight with swords and axes, including women and children. Warriors carried a round wooden shield for protection. Their helmets were made of leather and sometimes iron. Most Vikings carried swords and axes. The quality of the weapons showed their social status. The better the weapon, the more important or rich the Viking was. Swords were very expensive. They were considered the hero's weapon and given names such as Fierce and Legbiter. A good sword was handed down from father to son. Vikings were very brave in battle because they believed in a glorious afterlife. They thought that great warriors would go to Valhalla, the Viking paradise, and Odin would receive them there. Vikings did not have a surname. Boys and girls usually took their father's or sometimes mother's first name as a surname and added son or daughter. So Leif, the son of Eric, became Leif Erikson. Vikings were always very busy, but there was always time for entertainment and fun. Games of strength, agility, and quick thinking kept the Vikings strong. The Vikings loved parties. They would party for funerals, weddings, seasonal festivals, and religious celebrations. Each party or festival could continue for weeks. During parties, Vikings drank beer or mead, which is an alcoholic drink made out of honey. They put their food on wooden plates and drank for horns. At night, Viking families sat around the fire in the center of their home and told stories of their gods and their victories. Vikings believed in many gods and goddesses. Their religion was an important part of everyday life. The gods of the Vikings looked like ordinary people. Some gods were jealous and even had a bad temper. Vikings believed there were 9 kingdoms or realms. Humans lived in one called Midgard, and the gods lived in Asgard. The other 7 were the homes of giants, elves, and other magical creatures. The chief gods were Odin, Thor, and Frey. Odin was the god of warriors and poets. He was also a magician. Vikings believed that he and his 2 brothers made the first human beings. Vikings imagined Odin as an old man with a great beard and only one eye. He gave up the other eye in exchange for wisdom. Odin rode on an 8-legged horse and he had 2 ravens who told him all the things happening around the world. Thor was Odin's son. He was the god of strength, thunder and storms. He protected the gods in their home, Asgard. He also protected humans. He battled giants, trolls, and other evil beings. Thor was a warrior who had enormous strength. He always had with him a magic hammer, which he used in battles. He could throw it and it would return to him like a boomerang. Freyr was the god of wealth and of the harvest. Freyr had power over rain and sun, harvest, good fortune, happiness, and peace. His father was the god of the sea. Loki was Odin's adopted son. He was a trickster, a mischief maker, and a shapeshifter. In different Norse myths, Loki turned himself into a fly, a horse, a fish, an old woman, and a seal to trick someone. Loki loved pranks. The Vikings had a system of writing called runes. Runes represented not only sounds but also words. Vikings used runes to mark boundaries or to glorify an ancestor's bravery in battle. Their stories and myths were passed on orally. Did you know that the name for the days of the week in English comes from the Viking gods? Sunday for Soul, goddess of the sun. Monday for Money, goddess of the moon. Tuesday for Tyr, god of war. Wednesday for Odin, sometimes called as Woden. Thursday for Thor, god of strength and storms. Friday for Frigg, goddess of marriage. Saturday, it did not come from the Vikings. The end.